Hi, you guys. All right. I'm super excited to be here and talk to you guys about this topic. And this week, as we know, we're talking a little bit about how we can get our builders building and people in our downline really duplicating and growing. So we talked a little bit about how can we help our discount coaches see the bigger picture or convince them to build, which we now know that we can't. And we found out ways that we can help them see the bigger picture. But today what we're going to talk about is kind of like taking it a different direction and seeing what happens when you do have those people that are like, F yeah, I'm fired up, I'm building this business, I'm pushing for diamond, and you're like, my tribe, my people. What do you do when those people decide they want to take a step back? Things happen, they've decided they don't want to keep building or they want to scale back on their building. It's gonna happen, and it's important to understand, to recognize why it's happening, some of the warning signs when it's gonna come up, what you can do about it, both for you, your business, and yourself, and just how to continue moving forward. So this is a great topic to talk about. If you're a newer coach, maybe you only have one or two coaches under you, this is still important to learn and realize now so that when it happens to you, you're prepared to deal with it. If you've been here for a long time, you might be like, ooh, yeah, I definitely need to know what's going on. So I just want to sit here and say it's not going to be pretty. There's going to be a lot of truth bombs here. But I want to tell you right now, it's absolutely going to happen to you. If you plan on taking this business to the next level, if you want to build an organization and you want to have thousands of coaches on your team and you're going to be a 15 superstar diamond, there are going to be people all the time that come to you. They want to build this business. They start strong and then they back away. And so how can you do to see it when it's happening, recognize it for what it is, and continue moving forward? And I'm super excited to talk about that today. So first and foremost, you guys, it's important to recognize again, not only will this happen to everyone, but I think at some point in the business, every single person at some point or another second guesses themselves. They second guess, is this right for me? Am I good at this? Am I really gonna be able to take this to the next level? Am I a strong leader? Whatever it is, we're gonna second guess ourselves at some point in the business, probably a lot more times than just once. I know even me, I'm completely, Beachbody is my jam, I'm 100% all in, but that doesn't mean that every now and then I don't second guess my abilities. And so first and foremost, this business requires building a thick skin. And here's what happens. We go into this business with a certain expectation or a desire or whatever it is, and then something goes wrong. And it brings up an insecurity, it brings in a fear or an uncertainty, and we have one of two options. Let's say it's somebody telling us no all the time, or we're scared to share our journey on social media, or we're scared to onboard new coaches. There's a fear or an insecurity that is exposed because of this business, and we have two options. We either work through it and we do personal development and we grow a thicker skin, or we avoid it and we avoid it and we avoid it and we avoid it so much until it eventually takes us down and we have to quit this business. And so when your coach comes to you and they say, this is happening, I'm unsure about this, I'm fearful of this, do not just avoid that or shake that off. Recognize right then and there that that's something that they're going to need to work through. And so you think about in this business, we live in a world now where everyone gets a trophy, right? Everyone's always patted on the back. You always did good enough. Like no one has to work harder, things like that. Like people are always congratulated for work that they probably didn't even do half the time, but not in this business. This business does not play favorites, and this business only rewards those who work for it. And that's a first for a lot of people. So when they start to hear no all the time, or they don't get in traction on social media, or it's not easy for them to fill a challenge group, those fears and those uncertainties, am I good enough? Am I worthy? Am I strong? Whatever it is, those start to get exposed. And they associate this business with that uncomfortableness. And the easy answer is to quit, because nobody wants to feel uncomfortable. You're not going to sit on a fire. You're not going to hold your hand on a cactus. You're not going to keep doing things in this business that make you feel bad or make you feel uncomfortable. So that's step one, why it's so important for your business builders to be plugged into personal development and plugged into community. Because as we know, you guys, we're going to go into this in a second here, but another thing about this business is you're going to stick around if you don't feel alone. If you don't feel like you're the only one hearing no, if you don't feel like you're the only one getting slower traction on social media, or you're having a harder time in the month of October to fill a challenge group, if you know you're not alone, you don't feel as bad. And so you have to make sure your coaches are plugged in. And the minute they start to waver or they start to express fear to you, recognize that, and bite it in the butt. Set them up with personal development. Talk them through it. Tell them that they're not alone. Tell them that they're normal for feeling that way, and help them, walk them through that fear, walk them through that uncertainty. And it's the whole concept of seek to understand. And now seek to understand is going to be a huge topic of this little talk here. So remember that for everything that we go through, it's seek to understand. And so that's kind of one part of it. And it's going to be those people that are willing to work through the insecurity and the fear that are going to keep sticking around and understand the power of getting better and getting stronger. But we have to expose them to that. Now, I just said this, the second part of this, or another part, is this business is hard work, you guys. And sometimes people come into this and they just aren't prepared or willing to put in the work that it takes to be successful. And we cannot fault anyone for that. And I say that because I want to first start off and say, I guarantee you, every single one of you watching this video, whether you've been in this business for 5 years or you've been in this business for 2 months, at some point, you probably backburnered your business. You probably, whether it was you woke up tired and you just didn't feel like working that day, or you were really busy at work, or something happened with your family, or you were on vacation, or something happened where you backburnered your business for a certain amount of time. Maybe it was one day, maybe it was a week, maybe it was a month, whatever it was, you backburnered your business because you weren't willing to do the work on top of everything else that was going on in your life. So knowing that you've been at fault for that, we cannot get mad at our builder coaches for doing the exact same thing. If life gets crazy and their priorities are somewhere else, we cannot blame them for choosing those priorities over this business. All we can do is seek to understand. So, the only difference between us and them, if we put our business on the back burner for 1 week's time, knowing we're going to come back, all we've done is we've put on the back burner knowing we'd come back. In their minds, they're putting on the back burner, probably thinking maybe someday they'll come back, but they may never come back. Or their priorities are just different, or they realize this just doesn't fit into their life and they're not even going to think about it anymore. So we have to seek to understand. If they say, you know what, I wanted to do this, it's just way too hard, it takes up too much time, seek to understand. Okay, totally hear you. Maybe we came into this a little bit strong. Tell me a little bit more about your schedule, or kind of tell me more about what you mean about it being too hard, or kind of what's going on that is causing you to feel the need to backburner this business. So remember that just some people are not cut out for this. And as much as potential that we can see in other people and we can see in other coaches, and we're like, this would change your life, your personality is so perfect for this, or whatever, if they aren't willing to wake up every single day and put their business on the front burner, they're going to have a lot harder of a time with this. And when people have a hard time for too long, they're going to want to quit. So we have to respect that and understand that we can either help them readjust what they're putting in, or we have to understand that just it's not going to fit in with their day-to-day. So recognizing that people quit when the going gets hard, and there's sometimes nothing we can do to prevent that. Now, another reason why people quit or kind of back away in this business, it's important to remember they're going to stay for what they came for. And so you have to kind of ask yourself sometimes, what did I lead with this person? Did I come into this conversation telling them, oh my gosh, girl, you can make a ton of money doing this, you can quit your job doing this? And so when they came in and they're like, I only made $100 this month, and then month 2, I still only made $100, like, screw that, I'm not getting any money, I'm not going to keep doing this. Or did you tell them you can come in and get great fitness results, you'll have a community of people, and they show up and they get that, they're going to stay. So people are going to stay for what they come for. And so I'm actually, and I don't know, no hard feelings if anyone does this, but I'm actually really hesitant to do the first 3 people that join my challenge group, or the first 3 people that sign up as coaches win a free prize, because to me that signifies they're joining for free rewards. They're joining just for signing up for something. They didn't work for anything. So what happens when they get into the business and they're no longer just getting free prizes or free recognition? They're going to be like, screw this, like I'm out kind of thing. But I can lead with what I can control. And that's kind of what's important here. You cannot control how fast someone makes money in this business. You cannot control how fast someone grows in rank in this business or how many successful points they get. But you can control the experience that they're going to have when they join you. So you can control your challenge group, you can control your team page, you can control your relationship with them, like how often you're reaching out to them. And so if you lead with the fact that, hey, look, you join this team, you're going to get an amazing support system, an amazing community, you're going to get the training resources you need, whatever. They're going to come in and they're going to get that. And then everything else is bonus. Income is bonus. Rank is bonus. Opportunity is bonus kind of thing. And so really be aware of what you're leading with and what they're joining for. And I've had to learn the hard way on this, you guys. I've had people that came to me and said, hey, look, it was really inspirational that you quit your job. I'm looking for a new career too. I want to do this. I want a new job. So let's do this. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're perfect. But they get in and it's not that they're going to have a new job right away. It's kind of like this thing that they're building on the side, and that's not really what they signed up for. And then it ends up becoming unfulfilling for them and they don't want to do it. So instead, if someone's like, hey, I want to make a lot of money and quit my job, I can say, that's totally a possibility, girl, but first, I need to make sure that you're going to like our fitness programs and you're going to like our community. This is what you're going to get. Is this what you need? And then if they say yes, then they know they're getting into it for those things and everything else is just extra. So if people are going to leave, remember like why they came here. And then another point on that is, you guys, your team's going to copy you. And this sounds really harsh too, but this is a gut check. You set the bar for your team. And so you, in your organization, you are the hardest working, the one that's showing up the most. You are the one doing all the business behaviors, and the amount that you do that at, everything else comes up to meet that. No one will work harder than you. So if you only work at this business 4 days a week, your team is going to work 1, 2, 3, 4 days a week. If you hit Success Club every other month, your team is going to hit Success Club once every 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. If you aren't even doing a fitness program, you better believe your team's not doing a fitness program. So they are going to meet you at that bar that you set. So if you are showing up every single day and you're working at this business 7 days a week, that's awesome then when you have those business builders that are following your lead and working 5, 6, 7 days a week with you, and so on and so on. So if you're an in and out coach, if you're like, some months it works for me, some months it doesn't, some months it's Success Club, some months I don't, your team is going to have that same flow at an even more lackluster pace. So again, you're the bar. You're working the hardest of your entire team. So if you work 5 days a week, they work 3. If you work 7, they work 5. So that ties right into Success Club as well. If you're getting frustrated at your team for not hitting Success Club, look at how many Success Club points you're putting on the board. If you're putting up 6 Success Club points, then that means your team's going to put up 2, 3, 4, 5 points. If you're putting up 10, they're going to put up 6. If you put up 20, they're going to put up 10. So you get to determine that bar, and you can't get mad at anyone else for doing less than you are, because no one's going to do more than you. So if you want people to do more, you do more first. Show them the way. They're going to copy your lead in that. And that's really, really important to remember moving forward in that. So those are all reasons why people are going to walk away from this business, and they're going to say, you know what, either it's making me feel too uncomfortable, it's just too much work, I'm not getting income, or I'm not getting what I came here for, or I'm copying your lead and it's not working for me. Those are all reasons why people are going to leave this business. And another thing really quickly with people copying your lead, if you're only like half-assing it, that means they're going to be like quarter-assing it. And the thing is, we all know that anyone quarter-assing this business is going to have 0 success, 0 results. They're going to have the hardest time. They're going to be such like a start and go coach that it's like so much work to create momentum. I would even quit if I was like taught at a half-paced pace kind of thing. So keep that in mind. This business is really hard to create momentum. And so once you have momentum, that's awesome. But don't set your coaches up where they're constantly struggling to create momentum just because you feel like half-assing it because your life got busy. And you guys, if your life is busy and you're willing to backburner this business, that's okay, but you're just probably not a business builder. You're like a hobby coach, and that's totally okay too. I still love you. Your upline still loves you, but you can't consider yourself a business builder if you're not putting in 200% every single day. And that's a hard truth to swallow, but that's the way it goes. So what are some of the warning signs? What can you do to proactively help your coaches get past the struggle and get past like the I'm totally like overwhelmed and I'm backing away from this? The number one warning sign, and this ties right into our assignment for Monday, the number one warning sign is disengagement. So when your coach all of a sudden stops checking in, stops responding to you, stops getting on team calls, isn't hitting Success Club, if these things like start to happen where you notice like they're just kind of like backing away a little bit, it's your job to right away recognize that and reach out to that person. And so this is why it's important for you to show up every single day, because if you show up every day, you know who's showing up every day with you. So you'll know pretty quickly who starts to back off. And B, if you can recognize the disengagement, tying into like last week's assignment, if you know your coach, you know enough about their lives where you can reach out to them and say, hey girl, I noticed that you haven't been posting in the builders group lately. I just wanted to check in and make sure everything was okay. I noticed you started a new job, or I know your kids are at home right now, or I know like you and your husband are planning a vacation. Just wanted to check in and see how things were going. So right away, you open up that door for them to communicate to you. Because here's what happens. If somebody starts to feel like a failure in this business, they feel very, very alone. Because this business, one of the vital behaviors is celebration and recognition, right? So we're recognizing rank, we're recognizing Success Club, we're recognizing, leadership ladder, we're recognizing all these things. And so people are being highlighted oftentimes. And so if somebody starts to feel like a failure, they probably feel very alone. So they're going to want to go and hide under a rock. They're not going to want to talk to you because they probably put you on a pedestal and they're like, you don't ever experience failure. You don't know what I'm going through. And so you have to right away make sure that you're talking to them about the problem and getting them back into the community so they can continue to experience Me Too moments with other coaches who are maybe experiencing difficulties, or when you do a team call and talk about difficulties, they're there hearing that information. So they're not feeling alone and feeling like a failure all by themselves. Some things that I do, if I start to notice a coach go MIA or they start to ignore me, first things first, again, I don't even let it go more than 5 days. If I notice that one of my coaches has stopped checking in, or it's getting late in the month and she doesn't have any Success Club points on the board, I'm going to check in with her and just say exactly that. Hey girl, it's been a little bit quiet. It's been a couple days since I've heard from you. Just wanted to check in and make sure everything was okay. Is there anything going on you want to talk about? I open up that door and I don't make it about the business necessarily. Yeah, of course, I noticed that they were going MIA a little bit because of the business, but it's just wanted to check and make sure everything was going okay. How are you feeling about life? I really open up that door. And if they give me some surface layer answer, oh no, it's good, things are great, then I might say, okay, sounds good, girl. How are things going with Success Club this month? Or I know like these are some of your goals. How has that been going? And I try and just get a read on them, and I encourage them. I keep asking open-ended questions to get them to open up to me, because I want them to know, hey, I care about you. And the thing is, guys, when you can check in with someone after 4 days of them going like MIA on you, here's the thing. They realize that you do pay attention and that you are showing up for your business, and that, if they've gone MIA on you for 4 days, all of a sudden they're like, wow, she really notices and she cares about me as a person, because she's not waiting until I go inactive. She's not waiting until I drop rank or anything like that. Like, she's really checking in and saying, hey, where you been for like a couple days? Like, just wanted to check in. So there's that. Once you've done that, if you reach out to someone, hey, how are things going? And you get those coaches that are just ignoring you, which I've had that happen to me. I've had multiple coaches where I reach out to them and try and like get a read on what's going on. They don't want to talk to me. I have no problem sending that message that literally says, hey girl, I know I've tried to reach out to you a couple times. To be completely honest, I'm a little concerned on why I haven't heard back from you. I want to be very, very clear that our friendship comes first and your happiness comes first. And I truly just want to make sure that everything's okay. I know some things were going on in XYZ area of your life, whether it's family stuff or whether it's job stuff or whatever it is. I can say, I know you've had some stuff going on here. Can we please hop on the phone? I would just love to catch up with you. We won't even talk about Beachbody, I promise. I really just want to hear with how things are going. And so I open up that door and I assure them that it's really about friendship. It's really about my love for them. I'm not reaching out to them to be like, hey, why have you dropped Emerald rank, or why are you going inactive? It's, hey, I care about you and I want to know what's going on. So if you can catch that early in your business because you're in tune with your downline, it's going to save you a lot of complication later. That it's going to make sure that the love is open, and it's going to save you from those moments of, shoot, like I haven't talked to my coach in like 3 weeks and now she's going to go inactive and I'm going to drop diamond and now I'm freaking out, blah, blah, blah. So keep those doors open. Keep that relationship open. Okay. And so there's kind of recognizing those warning signs. Now, what can you do for your new coach, or your builder coach? Sorry. What can you do for your builder coach when it comes time to have that conversation where they've told you, hey, I'm taking a step back, or I don't think I want to build anymore, or I'm quitting altogether? Like, what can you do for them in that moment? First things first, again, seek to understand. Ask them those open-ended questions. Treat it just as if a person that was potentially going to be a challenger, if they were giving price objections on Shakeology, or if they were giving you time objections on their commitment to the group or whatever, we know now as, going on team leaders in this business, we know to get on their side of the fence and walk through the objection with them. We have to do the same thing with our builder coaches. It's not okay if they say, you know what, I'm just feeling really overwhelmed with everything and I just feel like I don't have time to send 5 messages a day. The worst answer you can say is, well, you should just wake up a half hour earlier and get it done because these are your goals. That's not listening to their problem. That's not understanding them for who they are. But instead saying, oh my gosh, girl, like I hate that feeling. I totally know what you mean. I've been there. Tell me a little bit about kind of where it's coming from. Have you been working longer hours? Have things been going on outside of work? Kind of like what's been taking up your time lately that's making this business a little bit more complicated to fit in? And get to know what's going on in their life. And the more open-ended questions you can ask and really seek to understand what's going on, now all of a sudden it's not black and white. You either keep building the way you have been or you quit. All of a sudden now it becomes maybe building the way you have been isn't going to work, but we can readjust your goals to fit into your life. Or we can, readjust kind of your life to fit in with your goals. And so once you have that understanding of what's going on in their life, with whatever's causing them to want to back away, and you've asked them those questions, then you can bring up the fact that says, okay, I hear what you're saying. It sounds like these things are going on. Now, do you think you want to keep maintaining your certain business goals right now? Like I know you've been striving to hit Success Club 10 every month. You have all these things going on. Is that what you want to keep aiming for and we have to find ways to fit it in? Or would it make you feel better to scale back a little bit? Maybe instead of messaging 5 people a day, you message 1 person a day and you post on social media. What would be better for you? And in an ideal world, they're probably going to pick just scale back a little bit. And they're going to feel really awesome that their upline understands them and is offering an alternative solution. Because chances are, guys, especially those business builders that have been with you for a long time, they don't want to quit. They probably don't actually want to walk away, but they've decided it's either all or nothing. But instead, if we can say, look, girl, if maybe you can't message 5 people a day and you're not willing to, do the extra to message 5 people a day, so why don't we just scale back? Do you think you can do 1 a day? And things like that. And then it is your responsibility if they say, no, I really don't want to do it. Maybe in the future I'll come back, but right now I just totally want to take a break from it and step away. You can give them a very honest understanding of the consequences of their actions. And so it is okay in that moment to say, I totally respect you, girl. If you just keep drinking Shakeology, I will still be so proud of you. I'm so glad that you're still working on your health and fitness journey. Just to give you kind of a very real idea of what's going to happen is if you do step away from this completely and you do ever want to come back, just know it might be a little bit harder to get that ball moving again because you're going to have to restart your social media engagement, kind of restart that momentum again. But if you're totally okay with that, we'll have the tools in place to get you started when that's there. Are you going to be good with that? And they can say, yeah, I am. Or they might say, no, I don't want that. So what can I do to keep my momentum going without being overwhelmed with building? So what can you do for them? Just talk to them, readjust their goals. And lastly, sometimes you just have to let them go. And I've had that happen too, where, it's, you talk to them and you try and offer alternative solutions and you seek to understand. And at the end of the day, no matter what you do, they have made up their mind that this is not right for them. And the thing is, guys, it's better to let someone go on a positive note than to sit there and try and fight them on it, convince them to stick around, and then knowing the minute it gets hard again, they're just going to quit and they're not going to feel open talking to you about it because you tried to convince them to stay. So if you can say, you know what, I totally get it, girl. I believe in you so much. I really think you have so much potential with this business, but if you feel that this is the best choice for you, I completely respect it. I'm always going to be here for you as a friend. And at the end of the day, I'm really proud of you for what you've done. And I hope to see you continuing working on yourself. And let them go. And I've done that with people. And those are the people that sometimes come back. A year later, people come back and say, hey, I've really been thinking a lot about this, and I think I want to revisit the situation. And so you, as a business mentor and as a leader, you can give them the consequences of their actions, but you can also let them go with respect and appreciation and just gratitude for how far they've come when they were with you along the way. So that's kind of what you can do for your builder coach if they do start to want to back off. Now, the other thing is, what can you do for yourself and do for your? So number 1, it is so, so important to remember that you can never take credit for someone's success just as much as you can never take credit or blame yourself for someone's failures in this business. This business, again, it does not play favorite. So if it's not working for somebody, that is totally okay. It just wasn't meant to work for them. You would never, ever, ever look at your downline and pick out a coach and say, this coach is a rock star. She's super awesome. She hit Success Club. She's like rank advancing at the Yin Yang, and it is all because of me. I take all the credit for her success. She is successful only because of me, and that's the way it goes. You would never do that. You would be like, no, this girl's a badass. She's awesome. She works really hard. So why, when our coaches fail or quit on us, do we ever think that that is our fault too? It never is. People are free will human beings. They can build this business with or without you. So if somebody does decide that they don't want to build this business anymore, it has nothing to do with your leadership or your personality or the way that you mentored them in this business. If somebody wants to make this happen, they will. And I will tell you, I've seen it happen so many times in this business where people either didn't jive with their upline or they didn't love the way that their upline was doing things, so they just did it differently. They didn't quit because of it. So you can never, if you will experience coaches quitting on you, please remember you would never take credit for their success, so don't blame yourself if they decide to walk away from this. It is not your fault. But what can you do? What can you control? If you have people that want to build this business and people who don't want to build this business, it's important to remember that no matter what, the team that got you to where you are right now today is not the team that's going to bring you to the next level. And even if you do have an amazing, successful team, you're a 5-star diamond, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to go 10-star diamond with that team, right? You have to have new people in your business. So what you have to do is first remember that not everyone in this business is going to want to take it to the next level with you. You are special and you are unique. The fact that you're still here, you're showing up every day, you're staying consistent, you're working hard, you persevere through all of the hardships and things like that, that's really, really rare. And you are one of thousands in this business that is actually moving forward with it. So you can't just sign up 8 coaches and say, now I'm gonna go 8-star diamond. And you also can't stop focusing on your business the minute that you do have builder coaches in your downline. You guys, people change their minds in this business all the time. And I will tell you, some people that will even blow your mind change their business or change their minds in this business. They, star diamond coaches have decided to stop building because they don't want to do it anymore. They don't see the long-term potential or the long-term vision. So even if and when you get to that point in your business where you have a bunch of movement, you have a bunch of builder coaches, that doesn't mean you can stop recruiting new people into your business and helping new people start this journey. I will tell you, there was a time in my business where I could look at my downline and literally look at it and say, oh my gosh, with all of this, I will go 8-star diamond in the next 3 or 4 months. Absolutely. And then a few months later, I was at a point where it was oh my gosh, I'm a 3-star qualifying and I don't know if we're going to make it to qualification. So people change on a whim. Life comes up, their business gets backburnered, and you can't just sit pretty on a bunch of people that are building this right now. So the only thing you can do is continue to move forward and bring in new people, mentor new people, and do everything you can to help people grow this business. And something that I hear all the time is this whole Success Club thing. You guys, Success Club is the foundation of your business. And you cannot think of people as numbers, but you also can't say Success Club isn't important to me. Because if you want to build this business, Success Club is a number directly affecting how many people you've brought in to help, how many lives you've changed. And so again, if you want to build a business, if you want to be successful, you have to hit Success Club 10 so that your coaches know it's possible to hit Success Club 5. If you really want to change people's life, this business can offer so much opportunity. This business can give people so many resources. And whether it's growth, personal growth, business growth, income growth, fitness growth, so much growth can come from this business, but it happens from you showing people it's possible. So that means you have to show up and hit Success Club and bring in new coaches so that they can look up to you and say, oh, I can do that. And then they have a chance to grow their businesses. We can't look at people and just expect them to work hard because we're working hard, or that we should just expect them to find the vision all on their own. We have to show them the vision. We have to show them what's possible so that they can look up to us and be inspired by us. And it comes down to, again, you set the bar in your business. So if you truly want to build an organization, if you truly want to change people's lives, make it your goal to hit Success Club 10 so that every one of your coaches can be like, if she can help 5 people, I can for sure help 3. If you really want to take it to the next level, hit Success Club 20. If she can help 10 people, I can help 5. You're the inspiration for your team, and people will make their own decisions. Again, you can't take credit for their success or failure, but you have to show up first and lead from the front and know that For every 5 business builders you bring in, probably only one of them will be here 5 years from now. So you have to keep growing and keep expanding and keep bringing new people into your business. And so if your foundation, if your groundwork is 3 new people every single month, don't just settle on one because you're not here for Success Club. Bring it to the next level. Know that with Success Club means business growth and business opportunity and life opportunity, showing people what's possible. And so all you can do, no matter if people in this business, people are going to come and go, business builders are going to walk out on you, people are going to ghost out on you, what you can do, the only thing you can do for yourself is continue to show people what's possible by bringing in more people, bringing in more builders, identifying the next Melanie Mitro, Bonnie Ingalls, Keisha Fitzgerald, identifying those people and bringing them in and showing them what's possible for leading from the front. And so that's kind of what I wanted to end with. And your guys' assignment today is really, really simple. It's the month of October. It's a tough month right now, but we are going to show up and lead from the front and show our teams what's possible. So what do you do when your business builders don't want to build anymore? You have to inspire them to see the potential and see the possibility by showing up for them first. So your assignment today is really, really simple. You're going to go out and you're going to invite people to join your business. You're going to go out and you're going to lock in Success Club by Friday. You're going to post on social media about your challenge groups or your business opportunity. You're going to go out and you're going to work your asses off for the next 2 days and really, really show people what's possible for them. That is really, truly your assignment. We have a little bonus coming for you guys tomorrow, so don't think that you're getting out skate-free. But your assignment is actually to post below and tell us what is your Success Club goal for this month and how many people on your team you're going to inspire to continue building with you. Tell us what your Success Club goals are and then go out and make it happen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know if you have any questions and we will talk soon. Bye, guys. Mwah.